others have succeeded, but it won't work for me. It's, it's so easy to see people like Mike Wagner or Ken Holmes or Chris Michaels succeed in storage and believe that, like, yeah, it worked for them, but what are the chances that's actually going to work for me? And I had this belief at the beginning, and like limiting beliefs, they don't have to make sense. It was like the dumbest thing for me to think that, because everything I had tried up till then in business I had succeeded at. Like Krista and I did the flipping, we did the rentals, we did some wholesale, like not a ton, we did Airbnb. We were successful at all that stuff, but all of a sudden you go into this new thing and your limiting belief comes right back, like, well, I'm not gonna succeed at this like those guys did, okay? Money is the most important asset. This is one I still deal with a little bit. Ian's shaking his head. I got a lot of flack for this. Anyone who knows I'm a little cheap. Krista and I are frugal. That's the word. Financially integral. That's what we are. But that was like at the beginning to take a little nest egg and like invest it in this guy who fortunately at the time had shorter hair, or else it would have been a complete no-go. To basically doing that investment to save time, now I look back and I'm so thankful that we did that. Like, I convinced myself pretty quick that it was a good idea. To get Krista on board took like another year, but eventually we started to make that shift of, okay, now we know time is the ultimate asset, and I know a lot of us in here are on board with that. Fear of failure, this is a good one. I always like to, me and Ryan always can commiserate about our fears of failure and fears of rejection together. Fear of rejection can kind of go along with this. Like, fear of failure, by nature, I'm a perfectionist, so it's kind of like a catch-22. I don't like to do things that I'm bad at, because when I fail at them, my perfectionist nature hates that. Who knows what else mentally in my soul is going on there, but I don't like to fail, so I do stuff that's comfortable. I do stuff that I know I'm good at. So jumping into something you know nothing about is a little scary, and I've had to learn to take some failures to make the bigger successes. Fear of rejection, this was a big one for me, especially in the beginning, like sending out mailers, getting calls from owners. I'm talking to these owners and they're asking, whatever, $2 million, and my number is like 700K. Like, I would be on the phone and be like, yeah, let me sharpen my pencil. Like, I know what my number is. I'm like, let me sharpen my pencil and get back to you. Mike taught me that. And then I would just never call them back because I was afraid to give them a lowball offer. And, there's a couple deals I think that went like that, and then someone else in the rebellion bought them for like what would have been my asking price, because I was just afraid of that conversation, like them getting upset at me or thinking I was a jerk or whatever. So this stuff sounds stupid, but especially in the beginning, it can like really slow you down and cripple you a little bit.